Right, so I'm Hannes Gassert. I'm coming here with some explicit content, which means, so there's not going to be boobs or blood or swearing or not any of that, but there are going to be some tears and some drastic imagery. If that is too much, close your eyes. What I often tell people really is that technology is culture, and that it is strategy, and that it is policy. And the good example of that is when you look out to your street and you see how the technology and the culture of cars is shaping what we see out there. The street out there, though, is different from the one we see here. That is Syria. Syria once had 20 million people. 8 of them are now internally displaced. 4 million of these people live in Turkey, and the 250,000 is seeking refuge in Europe. When they're in Turkey, these 4 million people, it looks like that. Huge tent cities with nowhere to go, with no perspectives. And leaving is only an option for the very strongest, for the young men, for those with money. And the journey looks like that. They board vessels that are not seaworthy, that cannot stay afloat even. And the journey, more often than not, ends, for example, like this. A truck in Austria with human traffickers. And I just let you look at that image. Or it ends like this. That's Asylum, stranded in North Africa. His family wanted to come to the promised land, to Europe, and that's where it led. And I will just let you look at that image. So what do? Do we build taller fences? We know that will not work. Should we then perhaps, grow stronger armies, bring greater ships? We know that will not work. So what then can we do? This week, a couple of friends and me launched this little initiative. We said, okay, let's enable people to seek for asylum online. Because seeking asylum is basically filling in a form and doing a couple of interviews. You should not have to risk your life to fill in a form. You should not have to board a vessel like that. You should not do all these things to fill in a form. So let's build that app. All the refugees these days, they do have smartphones. That's not the issue. The technology is there. And for those that qualify as refugees, let's make sure they then get safe passage. Safe passage without those horrific risks that lead to these images that we saw. So, that's not going to be an easy task. We do have the technology. And when we keep in mind that this is really about something very, very fundamental, that seeking asylum is a human right, as Amnesty International repeats and repeats and repeats. These are the basics. This is not about overburdening us or, oh, the boat is full and all of that. So go to, and that's actually a URL, so go to switzerland.asylum.online and sign the letter that we are sending to the Federal Councillor Sommaruga. And let's remember that technology is not only culture and policy and strategy, because it's also responsibility. We have it and we shall use it. We have the responsibility also for guys like him. And I will just let you look at that picture. So really, what I can say just is refugees welcome. And thank you very much indeed for your support. Thanks.